Alright, hello camera, welcome back to the channel. This of course is another manga haul video. I know, it's been 2 months now since the last manga haul video I made. And that's because I've been preoccupied with, school, and also I started doing anime reactions, so if you didn't know about that, you can go check that out if you're interested. Right now I'm doing Gintama and Haikyuu. Also, if you didn't notice, I'm obviously not showing the head part today. I didn't feel like wearing a mask because it's already really warm in my room enough to the point where I don't want to wear this jacket because I was installing a game pretty much all day. It's been really slow, I don't know why. And so now my room's really warm and I have the door closed and the fan in the ceiling's going, but not loud enough to potentially not be heard by the microphone on the camera. But that's why I didn't feel like putting a mask on today. It's been a while, we got a lot to go over because this is combining what I picked up in January as well as February. We got a lot of good stuff in here and some more Western comics as well, though they're not the same as the Avatar: The Last Airbender ones. They're actually indie. So we'll be going through all of that and more in this episode coming up shortly. Let's start off with the one that I've actually read, because I only got, most of these only came in very recently. I can probably tell you which ones came in January, but most of these came in late February, and so I didn't have very much chance to read most of them. But one of the ones I actually managed to read all the way through before this video was, of course, Black Clover Volume 24. This is a great volume, following the cliffhanger of Volume 23 with the 6-month time skip. We finally get to look at how our crew has changed over those 6 months, and so far this volume's really been a lot of setup for what's to come in the, I guess it's called the Dark Triad arc, or however you want to call it. And Black Clover does as Black Clover do, and it's introduced a whole lot of like new characters. Well, I guess not technically. They really only introduced really like 3 hugely important characters that'll probably show up later on in the arc. But they've introduced some new characters. Most of it's been exploring characters we already know, showing how they've grown. And one specifically, we got to see more of him. It's still very much a Gary Stu, but I've been really enjoying it. And kind of has been not getting as much of a spotlight, I feel. Like, I don't feel like he's as strong as a character as other characters. So finally getting to see more of him is great. And so I cannot wait. I literally cannot wait until like June or August, whenever Volume 25 comes out. It's going to be so painful to wait. Speaking of the future of Black Clover, I don't think that's a good segue at all, but it's already been confirmed, you probably already know about it, but the Black Clover anime is going to be stopping at episode 170, and that's confirmed to be like the end of March, that's when the quote-unquote final episode is going to come out. I highly doubt that it's like canceled for good. There's no way they're canceling it for good. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to deal with the whole catching up to the anime thing, because as you know, the Black Clover anime came out indefinitely weekly, like old school shonen did, not like how new school shonen does, like My Hero, where it's a season every year or so. And I think that that's probably them addressing it, because I don't know how popular the filler arc was. I'm watching it right now. I'm only like at episode 136, so I'm pretty far behind. But so far, it's fine. It's alright. I mean, it's not as entertaining as main stuff would be, but that's what I think they're doing. They're trying to deal with the fact that they'd have to make another like filler arc once they caught up to where the manga is in the Dark Triad arc. So they're probably like working on stopping or preventing that from happening by putting it on like a hiatus for a certain time for the manga to get ahead. I think there's some people who are like spreading rumors that the Bleach anime coming back is the reason why Black Clover is getting canceled. First of all, I don't think it's getting canceled. I don't think they use that word definitively, but it's not. It'll come back eventually, 100%. Especially since the manga is still going. It's still going pretty strong from what I know. But I mean, freaking, it's not confirmed, but Pierrot is probably doing the new Bleach anime, and they're probably gonna be doing it. But if you think about it, Pierrot is doing Bleach and Naruto at the same time, so there's no way they wouldn't be able to handle, like, Black Clover and Bleach at the same time. I guess also Boruto, but I mean, there's no way they wouldn't be able to handle that. Again, I'm almost 100% certain it's just so the manga can get ahead, but that's just my 2 cents. I've been spending way too long on this one volume, and most of it wasn't even spent during talking about the volume. So let's just go on to the next set I got. Let's go with these ones. I have to remind you again, I haven't read most of these because they came in just recently. We got Volume 4, Volume 5 of Slam Dunk. I saw people commenting. I don't actually have a Twitter account. I just occasionally look on Twitter for like information surrounding certain manga publishers for certain series. Kodansha, please release Volume 11 of Land of the Lustrous. But there were some people saying that Slam Dunk needs to get reprinted. I got these in January off of Amazon, I believe. And as far as I know, it doesn't seem... Maybe I need to look again. But people were like demanding reprints for Slam Dunk in the replies for Viz Media tweets. I was mainly on Viz Media for the Burn the Witch English release announcement, which, hell yeah, on one hand. On the other hand, god damn it, I gotta wait till fall. Fuck. But at least they're gonna be including a slipcover, so that's cool. But I don't have much to say about these because I haven't read them, but great art on the covers. So next up we got Mob Psycho 100 Volume 2. I think I showed... Did I show Mob Psycho 100 in previous haul videos? No, I didn't, because that was pretty early on in my manga collecting. That was way before I started making manga haul videos. But I did mention it in the collection video, end of year collection video, that I'm not sure if I want to keep collecting it. I got this volume, I haven't read it yet, but the anime is just so great and has such great animation because it bases its art style around the original art style of the manga. And I think that's one of the greatest strengths of the anime. But now just having the art style without the actual movement, it's kind of underwhelming in my opinion. Maybe I need to give it another chance. I do really love the Mob Psycho anime, so of course I'll love the manga, but I don't know. I don't think it's the same as like when I say that I love the JoJo anime and I also love the JoJo manga. Speaking of which, actually, what a segue, I've got Volume 8 of the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Diamond is Unbreakable manga. Unfortunately, I don't have 2 through 7 because the United States Postal Service is confusing. I had an order for volumes 2 through 7 of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, Diamond is Unbreakable, as well as Volume 3 of Black Lagoon, but it's been in transit arriving late since November 22nd, and the United States Postal Service has not helped me at all in getting that to me. It's still apparently nowhere to be found, and I'm not going to get hugely into it because it has been a frustrating and annoying mess, to be quite frank, but this is beautiful. I didn't realize it until later, but this is the front cover of one of the volumes, and this is the front cover of one of the other volumes, I'm pretty sure. Because I remember thinking, man, they don't have both covers of each, because these are 2 volumes, definitely, combined into one, but they don't have the separate volume covers, and I was going to go look up the volume cover so I could test that with my copy of Volume 1, and then I looked over. Oh, that's how they do it. That's a really cool idea. There's one complaint I have. They kind of do a Doro Hedoro, where early on they'll have colored pages from that the original author made, but unfortunately they stopped doing that, kind of like with Doro Hedoro, where they just stopped, which is kind of annoying, but I mean, it's whatever. Technically, I could read this volume now. I'm caught up with the JoJo anime, and I've also read part 6 and 7 digitally. I don't know. It's the principle of it, you know? I could read this, but I want to wait until volumes 2 through 7 come in, because it's not like Hunter x Hunter, where I was missing a single volume, and I'd already seen the anime. This is 6 whole volumes I haven't read yet. Technically 12, because it's 2 volumes combined into one for each physical release. But either way, I don't think there are many more releases for the Diamond is Unbreakable manga, so Viz is on track to starting releasing part 5, the part 5 manga, physically. And as great as that is, it's still like a shame how long it took for someone to bring JoJo to the West. But hey, I don't know anything about like translation and like licensing of Japanese comics, so I guess I can't really speak on that. Next up, let's go with this one, because I am slowly but surely, through $1 blind boxes on Right Stuff Anime, getting all of the DVDs for Gundam S Destiny. This is Volume 5. I now have 2, 5, and 9. By God, if this isn't the universe trying to send me a message to fucking get into Gundam already, then this is it. And the thing is, the order with the JoJo manga and the Black Lagoon volume it has a blind box too. I swear to God, if I get like, if I get 1, 1, 3, 4, 6, 7, or 8, the 8th volumes of Gundam S Destiny, I might just have to start watching Gundam, this specific version of Gundam. But I mean, we'll see. Oh, I forgot something. Hold on. Speaking of blind purchases, as ill-advised as this kind of was, because when it first, like, the first time I saw it happen, people were saying how the things that got out of it was kind of shit. I decided to pick it up anyway, and that is this sort of Right Stuff convention bag thing that they were doing. It was like $25 plus like $10 shipping, I think. So like $35 for this little bag, and then some various items within it, and honestly, kind of have to agree, not that great stuff. There is one thing, this is great segue from what I was doing, because I got another blind anime set, and that is the first Nisekoi Blu-ray set, which is only 5 episodes, which is fucking annoying, but I guess that's Aniplex for you, because this is an Aniplex release. I don't know what the hell I'm going to do with this. It's still sealed because I never planned on watching Nisekoi in my life, but now I have the first Blu-ray. Maybe this will go for like, I think I saw on eBay that people were selling it for like $30. Who knows? But this is one of the things I got from this blind bag. There's a PVC keychain of whoever this character is. If anyone knows who the character is, please tell me. I don't know, and I'll have to take it out of the bag because it's hard to show while it's in the bag. Come on. But the character's head goes up and down like that. If you can see that. I don't know if that ties in to who the character is, because I don't know who the character is. But that's a little thing that I picked up, or I got in the bag, so I'm going to put this back in. Come on. Go back in your bag. Good enough. Next thing I got the Aria art card that comes with the first volume of Aria the Masterpiece if you buy it off of Right Stuff, but I literally already have this, so this is pretty useless to me. Here we got, oh, another sign, a Gundam art card. It's not Gundam S Destiny, it's like Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam 00, yeah, 00. 2 sides, that's neat. Maybe if I get more of Gundam, I'll put that on a wall somewhere in my room or something. Oh, here we got 3 stickers for Girls Last Tour. I want to check this series out. It's a pretty short anime. It's also a short manga, only 6 volumes, but I got 3 Sentai Filmworks stickers for the series, so that's neat. There should be like 3 or 4, or 2 or 3 more things. Okay, so like 3 more things. More Gundam, Mobile Suit Gundam W Collector's Ultra Edition. It looks like it's like a set of like cards. I didn't take them out of their plastic wrapping yet, but there's like a set of them, and I don't know if I will or not, because I usually for my bookmarks use an old set of playing cards that I have, but if I ever decide to like get rid of those playing cards, I'll have this and some other things to use as like bookmarks, because I don't have like actual bookmarks. Actually, might as well take it out of its wrapping now, just so I can show them off in the video. Okay, so here we got Boy with a Gun. We got an androgynous with a book and a cross, I think. We got, oh, what we got, it's the same, oh fuck, I got the same one twice. Number 3 we got, why is their hair like that? They've got like a half dress on with a sword, and they're playing a flute with that incredibly, like, what is that, hair? Then we've got space androgynous over here, with like a little space suit. That's neat. And we got Chinaman. So these are got some neat art. So they would be nice as like bookmarks, basically. I don't know if that's blasphemy. Let me know if you even know what those are like from or for, or who they are. Okay, second to last thing, I have similar. Oh, that's not all of them. Similar types of cards, but for a series that I actually like, and that's Haikyuu. We got little character cards with stats on the back for 4 different characters. Sugawara, you got stats on the back. Then we've got Kageyama. I assume that these were like little cards that came with like limited edition or collector's editions of the Blu-rays, Daichi, Tanaka, and so these will definitely be like bookmarks that I'll use for reading manga, especially because it's a series I like. So that's cool. Then the final thing is this cosplayer's item. I don't know why you would buy this over just like a regular surgical eye patch that you could literally get on Amazon for probably like $2. You probably pay like $5 for like a pack of 30 or something. It's for novelty purposes only, and I have not watched this anime. I think I might have tried watching it when I was younger, when I first got into anime, but I don't remember anything. But the problem is that it's not very flexible, so it doesn't like contour to your face very well. I can't show it. But then on the other side you have this eye, because she has that color contact. I do remember that. But other than that, I don't remember much from the show. I'd have to rewatch it to remember anything. But I mean, it's a neat little thing of paraphernalia. Is that the word for it? Just like items you get from certain series. Though again, I don't think it's worth it. Overall, like if you just look at it at a pure monetary standpoint, it was totally worth it because the contents are probably worth more than what I paid. But if you look at it from like a sentimental point of view, it's really not worth it because all I really cared about was the Haikyuu cards and then the bag. So now I have a cheap drawstring bag with Right Stuff Anime logo on it. So that's something, alright. Next up, I guess let's get more of the single volumes out of the way. We got Chobits, Volume 1, 20th Anniversary Edition. I started reading it. This was an anime I watched, another anime I watched part of when I was younger. In my early anime days. I don't know if it's still on Netflix, but I watched it I watched some of it when it was still on Netflix, and I didn't finish it. I remember getting irrationally upset about at the one guy that the main character is friends with because he was getting with his teacher. I don't remember if I just thought it was weird or if I was jealous or if the teacher had like a husband and I thought it was like, ah, you infidel or whatever. But now that I've finally picked up this, I'm giving it another shot. I've read the first 3 chapters. So far it's alright. I'm not for sure yet exactly how I feel about the story, but what I will say is that it is it's a brilliantly made like physical release. Like the actual like properties of the book itself is amazing, no matter what you think of the contents, because it's a beautiful hardcover. It looks great on the outside, obviously, and another thing that's great is they include lots of colored in art, as you can see, and there's also a bunch more here in the back. It's just really nice. So it's a nice thing to have. And another thing that I really love about it, like obviously the pages are nice and thick, the inking is great, like the whites are really white and the blacks are really black for the color or the inking. But what's great is that this is the most comfortable to hold hardcover I've ever had. I think I might have complained about it before with Vinland Saga, maybe JoJo's. Like let me test it right now with Volume 8 of JoJo. One of the problems I have with hardcover is that holding it open like this, it kind of pushes your hand out when you try to hold it open like that. I'm not sure if I'm demonstrating this right, and that's because this is restricted in its folding, but because this is a more premium, I guess, thing, because it's like the 20th or 30th anniversary, they have the binding as like sewn. I don't know if I can find a good example of it, but they, instead of just glue, they do sewing. I don't know if I'll be able to find a good example of that really quickly, but yeah, here we go. You might be able to see it, but there's little stitches where they sew it instead of just using glue. And so when you hold it open, they don't restrict the bending of this part, so you can hold it open and you don't have to worry about things being too close to the center that you can't see. And you can hold it open like this very comfortably in your hands and see everything. It's actually amazing. So I love how they do that for this release of this manga. Spy Family Volume 4. And is it just me, or are these volumes getting thinner and thinner with each release? Like, hold on. This is Volume 1. This is Volume 4. These are just like progressively getting thinner as time goes on, which is unfortunate. Again, haven't read this volume yet. I am sure it's going to be another like huge amount of fun. Like skimming through it, not enough to be spoiled or anything. It seems like the paper quality is better now. I think I mentioned the paper quality seemed like cheaper in the last few volumes, in the last 2 volumes. Now it feels pretty good. overall, just from flipping through. But I am excited to get into this. I hope this series gets an anime. It probably will. It's like highly likely, because it's a popular series and it's funny, and there's a not like I don't know what I was gonna go for there. But next up, Chainsaw Man Volume 3. Not my favorite cover so far. Favorite cover, obviously, still Volume 2, because power. There is something interesting. Volume 4 I've seen the cover of. I've already got it on pre-order on Right Stuff. But the Volume 5 cover looks really cool. Like, I looked it up just to see when it was coming out. Volume 5 cover looks pretty cool. It's really colorful and everything. This is another series I'm super excited to keep reading about. Like, even, this is probably my second most, like, anticipated, like, manga that's currently, like, coming out. Obviously, Black Clover being the one I like the most. But this is shaping up to be really great. And I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but part 2 of the manga has been announced already, so there's going to be more Chainsaw Man. That's all I pretty much had to say about this volume. Next up, we got my only light novel that I picked up during this sale. I decided to pick up Konosuba, which, to what might be surprising to some of you, is I have not watched a single episode of the anime. I know it was super popular, 2 seasons and a movie, but I have not watched it. So I decided to go with this because it was on sale. I got the first volume, and I do know some things. Obviously, people post about the characters a lot. Kazuma, Aqua, Darkness, and Megumin. And there would be some things that I would be aware of, like how Kazuma goes to the other, gets isekai'd, how some of the, like, the character quirks of all, like, the main group. So I'm not totally blind, but I pretty much know nothing. Unlike the other, like, light novels that I successfully have brought myself to read a full volume of. We got some nice art, character pages, things like that. A couple things. This has got to be the thinnest light novel I've ever picked before in my life. If you go back to my collection video, you'll see this, like, selection of light novels I have. This is, like, by far the thinnest one. And I don't know if they'll get thicker as the series goes on, but I just thought I'd point that out. Also, have not watched this other series, but this line right here, "Oh, my useless goddess," on the front cover said by Kazuma. Almost certain that's a reference to this other anime called "Oh, my goddess," or like Megami-sama or something like that. Have not watched it, but I haven't. I have heard of that series before. I just picked up on that. I wonder how many more references to other series are on the light novel covers for the rest of this light novel. Moving on, we've got My Dress Up Darling, which I ordered recently because partial ordering on Right Stuff, because there's still some things that I ordered that you'll see that has not come in yet, besides JoJo manga. And so I decided to pick up this because it was on sale, and the story interested me. If you don't know, it's about this guy in high school who likes making traditional Japanese dolls, but because of that, he's outed as like a weirdo or whatever, so he doesn't have very many friends. And then, like, the popular beauty queen of his class, this girl, discovers that, and she's like, "Oh, that's really cool, you know how to sew. I secretly want to do cosplay, but I'm terrible at making clothes, so make my clothes for me." And so that's why it has, you can probably guess why it might have like a parental warning thing right there. But another thing that surprised me is that it's published by Square Enix Manga. I didn't know that was a thing until I got this in. And so far I've read 1 chapter, and it's really interesting so far. It's actually a lot of fun. If this gets an anime, I hope they get, like, a good director, because I can see this with, like, the wrong director being a really bland, generic comedy anime series that only really has one thing going for it, and that being the ecchi part of it. Like, if they got a director with a 10th of the talent of the director of the Kaguya-sama anime, then this would be really great, because so far, interesting premise, and so far I like where it's going. The art is also really nice, so yeah. Next up, let's go with volumes 16, 17, 18. Now I can finally read up to where I got with volume I got up to volume 20 because of gifts for Christmas. So now I can finally read up to there, because now I have the missing volumes in between. I'm almost done with volume 16. My bookmark fell up, but I'm about here. I have this much left to read, and I don't know what else to say. I've sung the praises of Berserk before. Amazing story, characters, art, and I've heard that they're trying to do more consistent releases. Kentaro Miura is. They're still not very consistent. I've seen people, like, on, whatchamacallit, Berserkle Jerk, or whatever it's called, the subreddit, who are talking, like, not outright spoiling, but mentioning how, like, the most recent chapters are always, like, I think the specific comparison they used was Little Witch Academia chapters. I don't know what they mean because I haven't gotten that far, but I think people are just impatient because these are monthly releases, and we don't know how the stuff happening in the current chapters will affect things far later on in the series. I'm not sure how people feel, because I've heard it seems like Miura is taking a lot of inspiration from more modern anime, like the Moe Blob stuff, with his art style and stuff. I don't know for sure. All I know is that it's still a great series, at least where I'm at, so I'm excited to see more of the series. Next up, we got volumes 17 and 18 of The Promised Neverland. I only watched the first episode of The Promised Neverland Season 2, but apparently people are saying it's going anime original, and that we don't know how it's going to end, but it's going a bit weird right now. I don't know yet. So basically, having read up to volume 16 won't really matter, because they're going to be changing things. And the Season 2 is only going to be 11 episodes as well, so who knows where it's going to stop, because I remember people theorizing whether or not they were going to stop at Goldie, like before Goldie Pond or something, or if they were going to rush it, but it looks like they might be skipping it or something. Again, only seen the first episode of Season 2. I'll have to see how it plays out on my own, but I'm still working on collecting the manga, because I do really enjoy the manga. 2 more volumes left. I don't know when 19 comes out, but 20 should come around like May, if they're doing a release every 2 months of new volumes. I know some do 2, some do 3 months. Black Clover is doing 3 months, which is incredibly upsetting, but I guess you get used to it. I mean, I've always got digital, you know? This is the biggest non-box set of manga, like the biggest amount of manga that's not in the box set that I've got for this haul. And they're not in order. And that is a bunch of Haikyuu manga. That's right. The missing volume 3 came in, and then an order I made an order during the holiday sale for volume 6 through 17, but obviously 7, 8, 9, and 10 are still missing. I just recently finished reacting to Season 3 of Haikyuu. Go watch that if you haven't seen it. Go check out my reactions. So, I could read these, read up to volume 6. I have 1 through 6, and then read these, because 17 only gets up to the beginning of content in Season 3, but it's the principle, man. It's 4 whole volumes that I want to read first, not read up to volume 14, and then volumes 7 through 10 come in, and then I have to go back and read those. So yeah, might as well shove these off. You know what's kind of concerning? As I heard, that was dangerous. Because I heard that Demon Slayer is getting a manga box set. I was never super on the Demon Slayer hype train. I heard people going wild over the anime when it was coming out, but I never got onto it. I didn't watch it. I'm sure it's great, but I wonder if when the box set comes out, if I should give it a try. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. But the main concerning thing is actually about Haikyuu, because somebody in the comments was saying now they're going to do a Haikyuu one because it's so popular. I don't think they were saying it definitively, but either way, then I was like, fuck, I'm collecting Haikyuu right now. Damn it. It's recognizing Daiichi's face, the camera. But it'd be such a shame that I'm collecting these now, and then eventually there comes a box set, and so because as a collector, I like the boxes in box sets, and I also like the additional goodies. But depending on what's in it, I might just skip the box set, or I'll do something else with the single volumes I already collect, and then get the box set. But who knows? It hasn't even been announced officially. Though what I do like is Volume 3, as well as 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 I have. You see, have these they have different logos, obviously. But that's because it is annoying to have these different logos. At least they're consistent with the ones I got from Right Stuff. But also, the 2020 printings have thinner, lower quality paper. These ones have the higher quality paper. And, they just overall feel sturdier than the first 5 volumes that I have. So that's neat. I can't remember. They just seem thicker as well, these volumes of manga compared to the first 5. So we got volume 16, volume 17. Alright, almost done here. Oh wow, we are actually almost done. We've only got one more thing. Oh, remember when I said the most volumes in a single series that's not in a box set? Well, that's because I finally picked up this bad boy. And if you remember, in the April haul video, I showed off a bunch of the 3-in-1s that I got of Bleach that got me to the end of the Soul Society arc, and after that, I sold all of those 3-in-1s and bought the second and third box set to read it, singles, and now, in January, I picked up the first box set. So now I've got the entirety of the manga in the single format, and I've started my reread of the manga while I patiently wait for the 1000-Year Blood War anime to drop. A couple things, if you notice. Oh, actually, I'm only at volume 15 right now, on my way through my reread of Bleach. And if you notice, I have some volumes with the paper sticking out. That's because these box sets are packed in tight, and it makes it hard to pull things out. And the thickness of manga on the spine and at the actual pages is different. Sorry about that. Is different. So having them face all one way makes things incredibly cramped. So I don't even know if I'm putting this back in the right spot. But having them, when I'm only putting them back in the box so I can show them off in the video, it makes sense to have some of them facing this way so that it's not completely like super tightly packed in there and hard to pull out later. But let me just pull out the poster in case you haven't seen the poster before. But we've got this drawing of Ichigo. I can't see it now. We'll actually see it later because I forgot like 4 or 5 things, Western things, and actually, yeah, I'll get to it. But then we got this side, which is probably one of my favorite illustrations by Kubo. Very nice. Apologize if you can't see it very well. And then there's this little booklet, which I'm pretty sure was included in the first guidebook. So this is kind of useless to me. The posters and the savings, because I think I got this for like $120 on Amazon. I don't remember the exact price. Do I want to pull out all the volume covers, show them for the video? Think about it while I'm struggling to put this poster back in. Screw it. And I'll talk about them a little bit. No, I won't. I'll just show them off. And I will say the words, Bleach is one of my favorite manga of all time. I don't even know why I was trying to do that. Look at Ichigo he's looking disappointingly. I can see him in like the viewer part of the camera. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Okay, so almost done. Just a few more things. Let's go with this before I get into the Western comics, and that is the All Color But the Bleach art book. Sorry, All Color But the Black Bleach art book, which is a very tall and a very great art book. I love it. Lots of beautiful art by Kubo. Got this little poster. I'm sure you can take it out somehow, but I haven't done that yet. But, oh, slipcover, right. But, oh, might as well show it off. But it's one big thing on the back here, one piece of art. Very nice. Kubo is one of my favorite artists in all of manga. Like, Kentaro Miura is great for, like, the detail and amazing action scenes, and he's got a lot of great stuff, but in terms of character design, oh, there's the poster, Kubo is definitely my favorite, because he knows how to make good stuff. Oh, and that was from one of the chapters in the manga as well. Loads of beautiful art by the man himself, the man, the myth, the legend himself, Taisei Kubo. God, I cannot wait for the 1000-Year Blood War anime to start up. I believe these are art that was used for OVAs or whatever. I'm pretty sure this is Sealed Sword Frenzy and Memories in the Rain. Haven't watched those, but I know of them. What else we got? If only this also had like art from later in the series as well, because Kubo only gets better at art as the series goes on, as most like artists do, as they practice more, as they find their really defined style. There's one specifically I want to find because it'll probably get me so many views, but if I were monetized, YouTube wouldn't like it. Where is it? Ah, here it is. I accidentally skipped it over a couple of times. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, come on, it's a great piece of art. And to stall and to have this on screen as long as possible, I'll try to name every single female character from Bleach on this screen, on this spread, and I'm pretty sure I can name them all. First name and last name. You got Yoruichi Shihoin, Isane Kotetsu, Soifan, Kiyone Kotetsu, I believe, Kukaku Shiba, Rukia Kuchiki. This is kind of hard doing it upside down. But Rukia Kuchiki, Tatsuki Arasawa, if you can see her, it's kind of hard to see her. Hinamori Momo, I believe is their full name. Orihime Inoue, obviously, Rangiku Matsumoto, Retsu Unohana, but that's not her regular name. No spoiler. That looks like Nemu, maybe? Nemuri Kurotsuchi Hiyori Sakuragaki, I believe. And then all the way over here looks like Nanao Issei. And I believe... Oh, wait, no. Yachiru Kusajishi. Yachiru Kusajishi. Man. And I'm pretty sure that's all of them, so... Hey, not bad. Alright, and then the last few things I've got here. Western comic, 5 things total. Technically 4. The first thing we got is the omnibus for the comic Black Hops, which is a great little series. This is the omnibus. All 3 of the currently available volumes, although a 4th volume will be coming around summertime. And it's a great little comic series about basically a mutated rabbit that goes on secret like spy missions. In the first volume, USA GI is his code name. That's this rabbit right here. He goes on a secret mission to stop a missile launch in North Korea, and then it starts another like longer overarching series revolving antagonists called Apex Moth, and I'm blanking on a name, but it's a great little series. And even if it isn't as much of your cup of tea as the next few comics I'm going to be showing, which are by the same creator. The characters do tie, and story, like certain story elements, to tie in to this next comic I'm talking about. Because I didn't like this as much as this next comic, and it ties into the Common America comics, which if you haven't heard of, again made by the same creators, which is both a parody on Western comics and Japanese comics, because you can't tell by the cover, but if you look inside, it's clearly the art style is reminiscent of My Hero Academia, which I don't even like that much, but even I noticed it. I actually have 2 copies of Volume 1. This is the Iconic Comics reprint, but I'm not as much of a fan of the cover art. You can tell it's so weird to look at because of the shine, but it is really enjoyable. This is the Antarctic press version. I'm more of a fan of this because it's more reflective of the art style, and I also just like this art style over this one. And then... So, yeah. And it's a really great short series. So far it's only got 2 volumes. Volume 3, I helped back on Kickstarter. The Kickstarter ended. If you're interested in this, it's a great little piece. It's really enjoyable. You can see some of the influences has. However, I wouldn't say you probably wouldn't enjoy it as much if you don't like America, like as a country. Like if you really hate it, you probably won't even enjoy it a little bit. And if you just like kind of don't really like America much, but you're putting up with it or something, I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but give it a shot, I guess. It is a really enjoyable comic, even ignoring the fact that it's supposed to be like a parody of like some politics or Western comics as a whole. I'm not too into Western comics or anything like that, but even still, I found this a really enjoyable read, so check it out. I also have Volume 2, and oh yeah, that reminds me. Speaking of Volume 3, I funded it on Kickstarter. I helped fund it on Kickstarter, and starting from Volume 3 on, they're going to be starting doing hardcover versions, and even though the Kickstarter is over, they should be doing another version, or another crowdfunding thing on Indiegogo. It hasn't started yet, but if you follow what Tim Lim or Mike Pellegrini are doing, like on Twitter or Instagram, you'll eventually know. And on Kickstarter, at least, what they did is they were also doing reprints of volumes 1 and 2 in hardcover editions, so you don't have to buy these paperback editions on iconiccomics.com, because that's where volumes 1 and 2 can be found, as well as Black Hops, the omnibus, as well as the next thing I'm going to show, and that is, but before I show it, I should say beforehand, I don't think I should have to, because this is a parody on a certain person, and I don't think it's meant to be taken seriously. At the very least, I didn't. I just thought it was a really funny parody and like a very over-dramatic take on a certain person, but we got Wall Might, Gold Standard, which is clearly a My Hero Academia-inspired parody of the man Donald Trump, and I don't like Donald Trump. I don't support him. I think he's an idiot. He's kind of he's a massive joke, and even still, it's a funny book. Even though I'm not like super engrossed in U.S. politics, despite living here, or like anything of the sort. It's still a really funny read in my opinion. I got some chuckles out of it. Like, look at this. Look at this. It's fucking ridiculous. My Hero Academia, and I'm pretty sure this is like inspired by the original My Hero Academia cover for Volume 1. That's fucking hilarious, dude. And then like the first page it's a silhouette of Donald Trump, and it just says the red pill. It's actually, there's no, I don't think there's any way anyone can take this seriously. So whatever you think of this man, I'd say give it a try. I mean, they made fucking Bernie Sanders into a goddamn supervillain. Communist commander Bernie Sanders, who plans on poisoning the U.S. populace with the blue pill. Like, you can't... I know there are people who believe this, but it's written and illustrated in such a ridiculous way that there's just no way that, like, this is propaganda for, like, Donald Trump or whatever. I think I hopefully made my case that I'm not a Donald Trump supporter, so I don't get lynched on the internet or whatever. If you decide to check it out, again, Iconic Comics. It's a really entertaining read, great artwork, got some pretty good jokes in here. As long as you're not taking this seriously, that's like the thing you have to keep in mind when you're reading that one specifically. Out of all of the Timothy Lim, Mark Pellegrini collaboration comics, is to take that one the least serious. And actually, with my order of those issues of comics, I also got this little art card, and while I will be keeping the art card, if you're interested in any of those comics, the website is iconiccomics.com. I'll put it on screen and in like a comment or description or something. But it also came with a coupon code for $5 off at checkout, which was useless to me because I already bought the comics and I didn't plan on buying anything else. But if anyone's interested, I don't know if this is one-time use or if it's expired, but there's your $5 off if you're interested, I guess. So, looking back over, yeah, that's everything. That was, fuck, I'll put the number on screen, but I don't remember how many volumes of manga / comics / one art book that was. But with that all being said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like and subscribe for more manga haul videos. Check out my anime reaction videos because I started doing that. And I'll see you later, camera.